Welcome back, boys and girls. We're going to get started in doing some subtraction with 3-digit numbers. So our first problem, I want you to get your whiteboard, marker, and eraser, and your subtraction packet, because we're going to go over some of the problems on there as well. Our first problem is 578 minus, so we're taking away, so we're making it smaller, 234. And that equals a number. So remember, if we're subtracting, our bigger number has to be on top, okay? And that's our total, and we're taking away from our total to find our missing partner. Just like we do for adding, we start with our ones. 8 minus 4 is 4. Then we go on to our tens. 7 minus 3 is also 4. Remember, you can count down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or you can count back from 7, 3. Our hundreds, 5 minus 2 is 3, which means our missing partner is 344. All right, erase. We're going to do one more that does not involve ungrouping. So that means we can just simply subtract like we did on the last problem. So our next one is 796 minus 234. And that equals our missing partner. So our totals up top minus our partner equals our missing partner. We start with our ones. 6 minus 4 is how many? 2. 9 minus 3 is 6. And then we move on to our hundreds. 7 minus 2 is 5. So our missing partner here is 562. Okay, so we started with our ones and subtracted, went to our tens and subtracted, and then went to our hundreds and subtracted. All right, let's erase that. We're going to move on to our worksheet now. We're going to do the first 3 problems together, and then we're going to go back to our whiteboards to do some ungrouping with subtraction. So our first problem is 599 minus 364. We start with our ones, and we go 9 minus 4. And that equals 5. Remember, I'm lining it all up, okay? So I can keep track of which columns I did. So I did my ones. Now I'm on to my tens. 9 minus 6 is what? 3. And then last, 5 minus 3 is 2. So my missing partner here is 235. Let's do number 2. We have 778 minus 263. We always start with our ones. 8 minus 3 is how many? It is 5. Do not add. Remember, we are subtracting here. 7 minus 6 is 1. And 7 minus 2 is 5. So our missing partner is 515. Let's do the last one together, and then your task is to finish this page. 398 minus 367. When I look at this problem, I notice right away that my hundreds are the same, which means that I'm going to have 0 in the hundreds place. But we always start with our ones. 8 minus 7 is 1. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0, and you can choose to write the 0 or just leave it blank. Our number is 31. Our missing partner is 31. All right, I'm going to flip our page because the next page is all subtraction with regrouping, okay? So you're going to be getting lots of practice on this. I'm going to go back to our whiteboard now, and we're going to do some problems that make us regroup or ungroup. So the first number is 315 minus 145. Oops, sorry. We have 315 minus 145. I'm going to give you some time to finish writing this on your whiteboards. So we start with our ones. 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay, and we need that 0 there to show that we have 0 ones now. Now we move to our tens. 1 minus 4. What do you notice? 1 is smaller than 4. Can we take 4 away from 1? If I have 1 cookie, can I give away 4 of them? Nope, which means we have to go to the neighbor, okay? So we go to the hundreds and we take from the hundreds. That 3 becomes a 2 and that 1 becomes an 11, okay? Because we're adding 10 more to that number because we took from there to give here. 11 minus 4 is 7. And now we go to our hundreds. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 315 minus 145 equals 170. All right, we're going to do 2 more on our whiteboards. Do you see how I took from the neighbor, made that one smaller, and gave to the number that needed more? I gave 10. Okay, so 10 plus 1 was 11. Let's erase. We're going to do 2 more on here. The next number is 722 minus 541. Notice how everything is nice and lined up, okay? Ready for me to subtract. I start with my ones. 2 minus 1. I can do that because 2 is bigger than 1, and that equals 1. Now I go to my tens. 2 minus 4. Can I do that? I can't because 2 is smaller than 4, which means the 2 has to go to the neighbor. That 7 becomes a 6, 1 less. And that 2 gets to become bigger, and it becomes a 12. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Okay, so remember we added 10 to that 2 there because we took from the neighbor. We always put a 1 in front of the number that's here to make it 12. And 6 minus 5 is 1. Our missing partner is 181. All right, we're going to do 1 more, so erase. 1 more on the whiteboard. We're going to do 872 minus 546. And that equals our missing partner. So we start with our ones. 2 minus 6. Can we do that? I don't want to see anyone putting a 4 here. 2 is smaller than 6, which means 2 needs to go to its neighbor. The 7 becomes a 6, and the 2 becomes a 12. Now I can subtract. 12 minus 6 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2, and 8 minus 5 is 3. So my missing partner here is 326. Let's go back to our worksheet. We're going to do the first 3 together like we did on the other one. So we have 305 minus 245. 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 minus 4, uh-oh, we have to go to the neighbor. The 3 becomes a 2. The 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. And 2 minus 2 is 0, or you can leave it blank. So our missing partner is 60. Remember, you can pause the video at any time. Our next one is 904 minus 568. And this one's kind of tricky. Watch what I have to do. 4 minus 8. Can we do that? No, we can't. So the 4 goes to its neighbor. Can it take from 0 though? So the 0 has to go to their neighbor. The 9 becomes an 8, which means the 0 becomes a 10. Well, now can 4 take from its neighbor? It can. So the 10 becomes a 9, and the 4 becomes a 14. So it's just taking from the neighbor. You can only take from the neighbor, okay? 14 minus 8 is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. And 8 minus 5 is 3. Our missing partner there is 336. If you have any more questions, boys and girls, please reach out to me, okay? Keep working hard. Your task is to finish this sheet and the first sheet.